which action camera batteries should you use? So I've done a number of different videos on action cameras and how you can use them in different ways, but there's quite a bit of battery information out there where you can actually use the battery in different ways. So I'm going to show you what the main two differences are. So with action cameras, if you pick up like a non GoPro camera, like a 1080p one, well, this is a 1080p. Can you see behind me there? Let me show you what I did in my 4K one. So this was a 4K action camera. 4K. Let me bring you to that. Okay, so let me zoom you in if I can. So that was meant to be a 4K action camera. I took it apart and I framed it up to remind me not to buy 4K action cameras off eBay because they're fake. This was not a 4K action camera. It was an abomination and disgusting. The quality wasn't great at all. So yeah, I wasn't really happy with that. So what I ended up doing is I framed it up to remind me not to buy action cameras on eBay that say they're 4K when they're not. Anyway, back to the topic. So the batteries, I have a battery. Let me show you the top down view here. This battery is a standard battery you'll get with an action camera. The main thing you want to pay attention to is, if you look at the back of the battery, you'll see some details. 3.7 watt, V for volt, Li-ion battery, 900 mAh, so 900 milliamp hours. So that number, the higher that number, the more better the battery will be in terms of how long it lasts and holds charge for. That's like a layman's way of explaining it, but that's one there. And then I have another one here, which you can see is 10,050, which is a bit higher than that other battery. The difference in these two batteries is one lasts for 40 minutes, one lasts for 80 minutes. It's nearly double. I don't know why it's double because there's not much of a difference, but I've tested it as a recording, like continuously recording. So I left it recording, and that's the kind of time I got with it. Here's another battery in here. You can see that's a 900 one. So normally the cheap cameras will come with a cheap battery. If you're using it for purposes such as live streaming, you won't need to put a battery in there. Plug in a micro USB, plug it into a USB port, and it'll just power indefinitely. This is more for if you want to do action shots. So another alternative to worth mentioning is, if you want to use it in the case in a waterproof environment, then use a battery. But if it doesn't have to be waterproof, you could easily use a micro USB power bank, so like a battery bank, and plug it into there, and you'll have a lot longer. So you can actually record for ages and you won't have to worry about that. Have a long enough cable, put the battery bank in your pocket, and you can have the camera on like a little tripod, and that will last really long. So in terms of batteries, let me get you out of it because I was a bit too intensely zoomed in. Let's bring you up to this screen. Okay, so with these batteries, I would say if you can pick up a handful, the 4K one is designed for a 4K action camera and is actually a bit better, which is a 10,050. You can get higher graded ones. They're a bit more expensive, but think about it. If you have a better battery, it lasts you, two of those would last the same as that, more or less, is what my experience has been with the 1080p action camera here. There's not any bells and whistles on that. No, like IS, so none of that image stabilization or anything like that. So it's basically just recording a feed onto a memory card. Providing your memory card's big enough, you can record for long enough. But that's giving you an idea of batteries that you can use. However, if you use a micro USB cable, you can plug that into a battery bank and have indefinite, kind of, not indefinite, but a longer range of recording. If you're using it in the waterproof case, then you can't have a cable plugged in. That's why you would want a better battery. Have a couple of them, have them fully charged the day before you use it, and you should be fine for a good couple of hours of recording, and that gives you an idea. And as a reminder, don't buy fake 4K action cameras from eBay because you end up mounting them up to remind you not to buy them. So if you found this video helpful, it'll be another playlist here you can check out.